What's going on, guys? Welcome to the next tutorial videos on C++ on Cryowood. My name is Daniel Yazdani, and today we begin with our subject on function prototypes and void. Alright, so as we previously discussed with the C out and C in, that our functions and our data type must be declared. So as like a chef, which declares all his or her ingredients before usage. So if the chef wants say 2 onions or 2 cucumbers or 2 chilies or 3 spinach or whatever they want to use in the dish to make a delicious dish, he or she is declared always that I want 1 kilos of these, 2 pieces of these onions, or 3 pieces of this chili, and I'm gonna make it this way. I want this cheese and I want this oil. I'm gonna use this much oil. The quantity of the fruits or the amount of vegetables, whatever the chef wants to use in his or her dish. So in another way, if we think that the chef is declaring this ingredients, so it's the same as we use in C++. We have to declare our variable and functions. So before we begin with these function prototypes and void, let's see, we discussed in a previous video about these headers include iOS stream. Then we came towards this using namespace. That namespace must be unique, and we also discussed from the first videos that the C++ begins with the basic main function. So that C++ program must have a main function. This is where and it is that the program execution begins. Okay, then we discussed that all variables must be declared before the usage. So this is our variable, and we are discussing before the usage. In the next videos, we go in depth about the data types, about this string, and about this int, double, float. We all going to discuss these booleans. So but that's the next video. But I want to clear this function prototypes and void, because many programmers struggle with the void, which is very important in the function prototype. Say if we don't discuss this one now, so what happens that as we move forward, you guys might see some functions very weird and might feel strange, so you're not familiar with some functions, especially when you go to C# or you guys go to Java, then you're gonna have problem with this void. All right, so then we already discussed the C out and C in. We said that the C out, this is faces that way. So this is put 2 that displays this whatever we wrote on the console, and the C in takes the value from the user through keyboard. So C in, it means C in, and C out, as the name suggests, is C out. And as you guys notice, this one is facing that way towards the left, and this is facing this way towards the name. All right, so and we also discussed that this program of the execution of the main ends here, so they starts from here and it's end here. And just let you guys know that the main is special function, and its the name is reserved inside the memory when inside the compiler. So the compiler, when you guys start with main, it means you don't have anything, there is no other functions, and the compiler begins with this name main, and the name main is reserved. You guys cannot use the main name anywhere else inside your program, because if you do that, then your program crashes. All right, in this video we're going to use the multiple functions. All right, so what is function? I mentioned the multiple functions, so you guys might be thinking, what the hell is this? Sorry for the language, function. All right, in C++, program is constructed from building blocks called functions. All right, so we go down, there you go, this is the function. You guys might say this is a brick. Yeah, that's a brick, but that's the building blocks of any building. So this function, this brick is a function, because with, in a building there are thousands and thousands and millions, maybe millions of functions. Same in C++ programs, we use this function, we use as a building block. So in C++ program is constructed from building blocks called functions. So a function is a subroutine that contains one or more C++ statements and perform one or more tasks. Each function performs only one task. So just you guys remember that each function only performs one task, just like one brick performing only one task. If one brick sitting here, it's only performing here. So the authority of this brick goes around the four corners of this brick. So what's the function of the brick? One brick has a lot of functions. Say one brick can stop the wind, moisture to get inside the house, water, of course, wind, whatever. So a brick plays a very crucial role, even one brick. So if you take one brick out of the building, I think the building, if not collapses, is going to look weird, and it's going to let all this wind and moisture and water and air, whatever you call it, so it comes inside the building. So you don't want a wall with one brick missing. That's the weirdest things you can ever see. Alright, so each function has a name, and it is a name that is used to call the function. In general, you can give a function whatever name you please, it pleases you. But you cannot give a function main, because main is already reserved. So a function, you guys can see, I write it here. You can put a double brick. Say you can put a double brick, or you can put an int brick, or you can put a void brick. It's up to you. So the reason we put a void is that we don't want, so all the function inside C++ returns a value, must return a value. But if you don't want the function, your function to return a value, then we go to void. So if you're say if I do, for example, if I want to double, say we put an int plus, say if you want a plus, we using plus. Okay, so we are giving parameters int x and int y. Alright, so, and we're returning a type, what we want. So if it's a plus, it means that our int x is going to be plus int y. That's a return type, returning something. Return is, for example, in a language, sometime you go say, in English, say what's up doc, how are we, and the guy says I'm fine, thank you, how about yourself. That's a return time. You're expecting someone to return something to you, say something to you. Say in every language, you go there, but how about you go say tell the guy to hang a picture, or say to the guy that just to mention, say for example, take this ticket. You don't want that return value, you don't want that person to reply to you. So that's what we use void inside the function. That's how we use the void if you don't want return value. So for example, you guys building a program, for example, you guys building a program for say wall, or you guys want to draw a line. To draw a line, function draw line, or with function draw line, you don't need the return type because it's just drawing a line. Alright, so the function draw line, we want our function to just see out a big long line. Alright, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. You guys seeing that this function is just a drawing line. Why would you want a return type with this one? Because you don't want any return type. All you want this function draw line to drop a line for you, or rectangle, or say anything else, you know. So say you want just a message, you want to see out a message. Why would you want this function just to return something? If you tell someone that, can you go and shout this my message, and the person goes and shout, you don't want any return. You don't want that person to comes to you again and say something. You just want that person to do. Computer is listening to us, so that's exactly and it reflects all this real world object. Let's make long story short, we go to our C++. That's our previous program that we declared this string name and int age, and we said what's your name, and I said my name is blah blah blah, and you can put your names, and that's we outputted our names and outputted our age. So we begin with the function prototype, and this is place for function prototype or prototyping. Prototype function prototype. Our sometime you guys see, don't get confused, prototyping. Okay, all right, so this is the place for before the program execute this main, your function must come here, the prototype function. All right, so we clear this as well, just this simple main here. All right, so we put our function, we put a int, our int, say you put a plus or multiply, no, there's multiplication. All right, so we want to multiply something. All right, what we want to multiply in multiplication, normally we use two values, so 2 by 2 or 5 by 10 or blah blah blah, but it's only two values, so we can either put a int a or int b, but in our case, because I'm used to this int x and int y. All right, just to mention that this is the parameter, that's data type, that's int x, we put an int x, or you can put anything else, xx or yy, but it's up to you. All right, so our function int multiplication, because it's not a void, just to have a look guys around here, it's not a void, it's int. We have to return something, so we are returning x, because we already declared this x here. You just look inside the parameter, inside this parenthesis, x, because we are multiplying y. How hard is this? Easy peasy. Yeah, so now we wanted this multiplication. We say, all right, so we want this to show this multiplication. What do we do? So if you put a multiplication, all right, so we put a multiplication, we want to execute our multiplication without providing this prototype, see what happens. Okay, so this is saying our multiplication was not declared in this scope. As you guys can see in function int main, multiplication was not declared in this scope. One error, so I've got one error, 0 warning, 0 minutes, whatever seconds. So but I've got a warning, it means that it's telling me that my multiplication function is not declared. Okay, we must declare. This is where the function prototype goes, and we must declare in full. Say we have to declare what's our function in function prototype place. That's int multiplication. Yeah, so because we put it down, we go here on top and we say int multiplication. All right, so we put a parameter, our int x and int y. All right, now we declared it, now it's happy. All right, so what because our x, if you guys know math, x and y is empty, there is nothing inside this x and y. So then the C++ might say, what do you want me to multiply? All right, so we put because we want answer, we put a int answer, because we want our answer to be int type, and we put our answer here. So we want this our multiplication to assign to this answer. All right, so because our so now we also again declared it. As you guys can see, there is two declarations. I've declared my prototype here, and I'm declaring this int data type. So because I want my answer to be type of int. All right, so our multiplication, say we do 10 by 10. All right, so if you guys can see this int x and int y, we already declared it here. So it's int x and int y. What we want in return, we want that in int x to multiply int y. Say we want 10 by 10. You guys know the answer, yeah? So we want to output now the answer. Okay, okay, we put the answer is, all right. So what do you want in the answer? We want the answer here. We want the answer, and we want to end line. It means we want to end this line. That's it. And L. All right, so we execute our program. Okay, now as you guys can see, the answer is 100. Now the C compiler is happy, everyone is happy. So it compiled our program and it's happy. It says that the return 0, it means returns okay, and it's done in 0.002 seconds. It's a fraction of a second. Okay, so now C++ is very happy. All right, so I'll repeat that again if you guys want. What we've done is that this is our function. That's the body of the function, and our function is returning the value. So we've got a multiplication, our plus, our division, whatever you want to do. All you need to do is declare here your parameter, whatever, but returning x multiply y. But wait a minute. What if I want to do this? I want to clear everything. All right, so what if I don't want to return? Say if I want to draw a line, or I want to put my message on the thing, why would I want to return? That's where the fun begins. All right, so we go down and we put a void. As you guys notice, we put a void. We don't want any return type. Draw a line. See, as you guys can see, we don't want anything. We want the C++ to just display this line, and that's it. See you later. Bye bye. So it's void. We don't want any return type. No return type. We're telling C++ no return type. Thank you very much. Happy. All right, so I'll try to put this happy line. I don't want any return type. All right, so then C++ say, all right, so if you don't want a return type, you must declare void. We say, all right, we are declaring void. We can't declare anything else but void. All right, so void, draw a line for me. As you guys notice, we already discussed this camel case and the camel case here. Alrighty, we are going to draw a line, and inside our draw line we say a C out. Just draw this line for me, please. and L, and that's it. As you guys notice, there is no return type. There is no, because you're not allowed to put a return type if you're declaring this void. So void in English means nothing, as you guys are aware. Void in English means nothing, voided. It's null, is the value is not accepted, so it's empty, space, whatever you call it. All right, it's exactly C++ using the same thing. All right, so how about I'll come in and I'll put a draw line, my function. Okay, draw line. Draw line. As you guys notice, I again in a prototyping here I did not declare it, so see what happens inside the log. Okay, C++ not happy, is complaining that error draw line was not declared in this scope. It means you did not declare your draw line, so we have to go and say draw line. So we have to put a type which is void, and we put a draw line. Okay, so now we put a draw line here, and because we use a void and our function is not returning any value. Now we go, as you guys can see, our line is here. You guys can put anything else. You guys can put stars, or you guys can put anything else. Okay, so now I want to display my message. Okay, I'll do again void my message. Okay, so what my message should be? My message, see out, my message is hi, welcome to Corio Wood. Yeah, that's my message. You guys can put anything else. You guys can put your name, hi my name, or you guys can put anything else. So now we go on top again, we put a void my message. As you guys can see, we declare this prototype, our function here in prototype, this two void. All right, so we go down, and on the draw line at the bottom we say my message. If you guys don't declare this in main, the main will not execute this one. So all right, so welcome to Corio Wood, and that's my star. Say, why do we put a parenthesis here, and why do we declare? Say we put a comment here, and we put a comment here. See what happens. And we're closing this. There's nothing to display. See, it's got nothing to display for you guys. See, it says, all right, you have this function here, this two void here, and you have already declared it. That's fine by all means, but I've got nothing to display here. There is nothing comes under my attention. You guys see this, everything must be declared inside this main for the main to execute. That's the job of the main, executing anything you put inside. All right, so I'll put another void here, void my name. Okay, so we put a C out again. My name is Daniel Yazdani. All right, and L. Okay, so as you guys can see, draw line, my message, and my name, we all declared this void. We are not returning. We don't want C to return any value inside, because this function is just displaying things like that. If you guys going say my name, say my name here, and I want the draw line again here, say I want the draw line, my message, and my name. So I'm using this draw line 1, 2, 3 times. See what happens. All right, you can see that I've got a draw line, I've got my message, then I don't draw line, then I've got my message. So I'm declaring this function once. I only made this function once, draw line. How you guys can do like that, void, okay, void my stars, yeah, sorry, my star. All right, so now we go and say see out my star. We go see out and we put your star. Say what's your star should be. Say we want to put all these things here. All right, so okay, and we come here on top, say draw line, say I want my message to display first. Sorry, that's a prototype. Void, what was the name of here, my star. Okay, my star. Okay, that's we declared in that's a prototype, as you guys can see. So I want my message, I want my name to display first. Okay, I want my name to display first, then I want the C++ to display this draw line, then I want this C++ to display my message, then I want this C++ to draw line, then I want this C++ to display my name, then I want this C++ to display my star. Okay, as you guys notice, we only make our functions only once here, but we are using again and again and again here. Say my name is here and my name is here again. Draw line is here, draw line is here as again. My star is here. Say you guys can put a my star here as well. So my star. Okay, that's the beauty of function. You guys can see that's my name, that's a star, that's my message, that's my star again, that's a line. I'll make this one to be less confusing. I'll make this line, draw line. Okay, because I've got a star already. All right, where is this? Okay, so now I've got my name. I'll make it a little bit bigger. I've got my name here, then I've got my line, then I've got my message, then I've got my star, then I've got my line, then I've got my message, then I've got my line. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. All right, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You guys notice that anything inside this menus gets executed. The beauty of the functions is once you make your function, you use it again and again and again and again, just like a cloth. You're buying once and using again and again and again, and just like a brick as well. As we explained that the function is a brick, you can use this brick again and again and again until this brick breaks. I'm just kidding, you know. So I don't think it's gonna break. It's very, very strong. All right, so okay, I'll want to put my bricks on top. Okay, that's my brick function. It's coming on top. Okay, my wall is also a building block. Say this brick is like a function. It's exactly in the wall in a building. There are thousands and thousands of brick. That's exactly in our program. We use function, not one function, but many function, and sometimes we use that function again and again and again and again. All we need to do is just to declare it here. That's it. Just to put it here. Where do you want to use your function? And you need to declare here at prototyping here, the prototype. You need to declare your function here as well, because C wants to know anything, all the information about this function. Just like customs, you go airport, you guys, the guy says the security, all right, what's in your pocket? We want to, if you declare anything, just like see, if you go countries, if you go to many countries, say UK, if I want to go to UK, before landing they give me small coupon and they says that you have to declare what you've got. Have you got any vegetables or anything that harms UK agriculture, whatever? If I want to go to America, States, I'll have to declare whatever I've got. Have you got this more than $20,000, or have you got blah 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 blah? You have to declare it. It's the same thing here. Just you guys think this function, this prototyping as the customs, as the guys at the airport. You have to declare your function type. C++ wants to know the function signature and the function type and any parameters inside, anything inside, because it wants to reserve the memory for these things. Okay, before execution. All right, so, and this is, I think, the safest way for the compiler to use, because the compiler needs to know before executing the program. So as the int that the type main come in, the execution begins, the C++ start executing these things. See, C++ now executed these things and displaying all the commands that we are given. And before that, C++, the compiler also make sure that it reads all these declarations here, that what your intentions and what you want from the C++. All right, so let's wrap up. We discussed today the function type void. We also discuss function in the later videos. In the next few videos, I'll go to data types. I'll go to int, strings, double. I go booleans and unsigned int and blah blah blah. And after that, we go to functions and we see what function is, what sort of types of functions, what exactly functions do, and blah blah blah. The reason I've done this is because I want to you guys know this functions and function void, because you guys dealing with object-oriented programming in C, and object-oriented programming goes around functions, and it has it's like the building blocks in C, as I mentioned before, and it's like a brick. A brick is very important inside this building, inside this wall. We need a lot of brick, and we should know every brick inside this building. So as we put our bricks, as we put our functions, then the wall goes up, and at the end of the day we see the wall and say, wow, that's a good wall. See, inside here we use the brick, another brick, then another brick, then another brick, another brick here, because we are declaring, we only declare once here. That's it. We make our function here at the bottom, and we all declare here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's how we are building our wall. So this is our Great Wall of China. Great Wall with only 8 bricks. I'm just kidding guys. All right, so now we're coming down. Now we discussed the prototype. So just to wrap up, we discuss this function prototype or prototyping. The function prototype are used to tell the compiler about the number of arguments and about the required data types of a function parameter. It's also tell about the return type of a function. So we already discussed this return type. We said that the multiplication ones we want to return the value, and we return two types. All right, by this information the compiler cross-checks the function signatures before calling it. All right, so if the function prototypes are not mentioned, the program may be compiled with some sort of error and sometimes generate some sort of strange output. That's what we saw that. And in other words, a function prototype declares the function prior to its definition. All right, so we already done that. The prototype allows the compiler to know the function return type as well as the number of types of any parameter that the function may have. The compiler needs to know that information prior to the first time the function is called, and this is the prototype occurs before main. The only function that does not require prototype is main because it's predefined in C++. So I say it again that the only function that does not require this prototyping is main because it's already defined in the compiler, and the compiler also reserve memory for this. So this is the main, and you cannot declare main. Just remember, guys, you cannot declare main anywhere else. You cannot say double main or float main or int main or this main, because the compiler treats this as special, like a king. This is like a king of C++. There can't be two kings. All right, so main is king of C++. Just remember, you can't have a king, two kings. So if I'm king Yazdani, there can't be another king. I'm just kidding guys. All right, so prototype. Okay, so that's it for this videos. I hope you guys understood what is the function prototypes and void. That's the best I could explain, and the next videos we go towards data types, and then we go towards functions, and after that we go towards other high level programming in C. All right, so I hope this helped you guys get a good grip in C++. All right, so you guys have a good day or night, whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.